Okay, it is Labor Day weekend, and I thought I'd talk about what we are. On a cellular level, that's all we are. We are cells. 37 trillion cells. All the cells have the same genetics, and the genetics are bundled so that some aspects are expressed and some are suppressed. So brain cells are different than liver cells, and you don't get brain cells growing in your liver. It's a wonderful electromagnetic being that we are, and biophotons, electrical circuitry. It's amazing. And that's why I like dry fasting, because it's one of those things that fixes things you cannot fix with drugs and pills and food and all that stuff. None of that stuff cleans out the cells. It may clean out an organ, it may clean out your intestines, but it'll never clean out the cells. It's not designed, because while you're eating, it stops autophagy. That's why every night you go into sleep and you go into a period of autophagy. And for those who don't know what that is, autophagy is a cleaning cycle in the cells where normally it's turned off. So the cells can operate the biochemistry of eating and feeding and all that stuff, and processing proteins and all that stuff. But when you sleep, macroautophagy and microautophagy kick in about 4 hours after you go to sleep, and then around 8 or 9 hours later, chaperone-mediated autophagy starts kicking in, where these chaperone molecules take it over to the ubiquitin proteasome system to grind them down, to put in the lysosomes and grind them back down into amino acids and other stuff you can use to make new cells, hence the Phoenix protocol. And that's what this is all about. One of the things that people seem to have missed is we age because of an increasing level of inflammation at the cellular level. Meaning that there's more and more damage and garbage that, that's something cool. Here's a jellyfish on the beach. Pretty interesting. It's that time of year. Water's really warm, so I'm sure there's jellyfish out there. And but it's not long enough. You know, sleep is not long enough to kick that stuff into gear so you can just continually recycle these parts inside the cells. The ribosomes, the mitochondria, the lysosomes, the parts of the cell. And if you don't recycle them, they wear out. And that's why people have a hard time as they get older. They don't have energy. Their mitochondria aren't making energy because they're too worn out. The cells and toxins inside the cells wear out. The receptors in the lysosome can't accept the proteins for degradation. Cell packs up with garbage. They can go senescent, which is a zombie state where they don't do anything to produce any life force, but they sure emit a lot of toxic chemicals to damage the other cells around them and make more problems, like the bad apple in the barrel scenario. And that's just, part of life, they say. And you see, I have a different theory about that. That's why I wrote the Phoenix protocol in Neogenesis. Is that with periodic cleaning, like cleaning the air filter on your car, or flushing your toilet every now and then, things don't get, inside the house or inside the cells, don't get so damaged they can't keep functioning. And that's where this all leads back to dry fasting. After the third day of a dry fast, you turn off the pKa, you end up turning on all these autophagic processes, and voila, you're making brand new parts of the cells, brand new mitochondria, they have plenty of energy, brand new everything. The cytoplasm rebuilds, the extracellular matrix rebuilds around the cells. I mean, it's one of these magical things. But what it does when you take care of all this garbage is it reduces that low-grade inflammation that wears you out until some subsystem fails and you just drop over. You've got to work out, you've got to flex your muscles, you've got to have bone stress, you've got to release osteocalcium from the periosteum around the big bones. That's why I like to do bench press and that stuff, and leg press when I go to the gym, to flex those big bones first to get that osteocalcium going. Because it's quick and it's easy, and it's easy to do it with resistance exercise. But you've got to clean the cells out. Got to clean the cells out. Because if you do, everything works. Everything's beautiful. And you'll last a lot longer. You know, if you take away the stuff that's causing the aging, isn't it obvious that you take away the aging? I mean, age is not measured in years. Youth is not measured in years. Youth is measured in functionality. So if you return the cellular functionality, you end up having youth again. You know, I don't care if I end up, you know, backing up to look like a 25-year-old. I used to look like this. I know, it's cute. But I don't expect that. I don't care about that. What I care about is having all the cellular functionality to be able to run around and do this stuff. Oh, some little buddies running around. To act like a young kid again. Be able to jump around. Be able to not hurt myself. Be strong. I mean, that's really what it's all about. So, you know, I keep backing up in age, and that's fine. I don't expect to look like a 20 or 25-year-old. I don't. And you shouldn't either. Unless you are one. I mean, the sooner you start this stuff, you know, the earlier you keep your physical age. I'm sure of that. But things are happening that I'm kind of enjoying. I've got hair growing on my legs out of nowhere again. I've got hair that stopped falling out on the top of my head. So have I arrested aging, or have I met the rejuvenation mated to the aging process, so I've reached the point of stasis? Well, time will tell. But I do know this. If you drive fast, it'll help you. It'll fix some problems, it'll reduce your risks, and if you work out a little bit, you won't have osteoporosis and sarcopenia, you know, bone loss and muscle loss, and you'll live longer. I mean, that's all I'm asking you to do, is try some stuff that'll make you live longer. It's not a lot to ask, and it just means not eating or drinking for a few days. Anyway, that's it for today. Some people have been asking me, when am I going to do my next 7-day dry fast? And you know, it's going to be in a couple of weeks. I've got to have a pre-flight physical next week, but so probably the middle of the month, around the 10th or 11th, I'll start at, do the 2 weeks. Anyway, if you want me to do a dry fast, that's what I'm going to do it. You can comment in the comment section, and I will talk to you tomorrow. See ya.